I know.
So I need to, you're just gonna do the door in the hallway with a
We have everybody here. We do.
Ready? Okay. All right, I call this meeting to order. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to those at home and those in the room. Today is Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. It is 7 p.m. This is the Bangor School Committee regular meeting. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any adjustments to the agenda, Superintendent Tager?
No adjustments, Chair Huston.
Okay, perfect. So with public comments, we do have a statement that I'd like to remind all of us of. Members of the public may address the school committee for up to 3 minutes on school and education matters. Public comments shall be directed to the school committee and be brief and not repetitive. The school committee's practice is not to respond or debate with speakers during the public comment period. We are here to listen. The superintendent or his staff will follow up on comments outside of the meeting as appropriate. The committee will not permit profanity or shouting and requests that speakers be civil. Discussion of specific personnel or student matters and complaints concerning specific employees or students will not be allowed, but will be addressed through established policies and procedures. Before speaking, we encourage speakers to review School Committee Policy AC, which provides that the committee does not and will not discriminate nor tolerate discrimination against students or employees on the basis of membership in a protected class. Speakers who share comments contrary to this policy will not be allowed to continue. And before starting, as always, please state your name and place of residence. And do we have any public comments tonight? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to superintendent's proposals and updates. No action items tonight, but we have several informational items. The first is the update of the RFK trip. Superintendent Tager.
Yes, Dr. Adam Leach will provide an update on the RFK trip to Washington, D.C. with some of our students.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Mr. Tager. This is a very proud moment. We took 12 students to Washington, D.C. as part of the first of its kind RFK Bangor partnership, first of its kind for the whole country. And these students really made us extremely proud. Before I turn it over to the real experts behind me, I want to share two quick texts or emails I received from folks that we met with at the Environmental Protection Agency. Kim Noble is the Senior Advisor of Public Engagement for the Environmental Protection Agency. It was great to meet with you and your students. In fact, I'm still talking about your visit. The next message is from Joel Shiraga. He's the lead Senior Advisor of Climate Adaptation at the EPA. He said, I was thoroughly impressed by the thoughtful questions from your students. And that's a comment from a man that has a Nobel Peace Prize. So these kids got to see some pretty amazing things. But all of the things that are really cool about the trip that they're going to talk about, our students were top of the line, and just so proud of the way they handled themselves in a metro area and with distinguished people in their offices. And it was just a pleasure and honor to go with them. So I'm going to introduce Sebastian and Alex and Kate, and they're going to tell you about the trip.
Excellent. So thank you for having me. And so my name is Alex Busco. I am a sophomore and I went to that Washington, DC trip on Sunday. And so we flew out of Bangor International Airport at 5:36 in the morning. And for a lot of people, this was their first time flying. So, right off the bat, we're beginning with these new experiences for people. So I thought that was really cool. And we flew into Reagan International Airport. And that same day, we actually had an RFK Emerging Leaders workshop where we thought up in groups and pairs potential environmental reform that, just as high schoolers, things that we think could be used and implemented to address some of the concerns with our climate. And I remember that one of my ideas was actually taking the taxes that are used for green energy companies and actually reducing those, giving them a bit of a tax deduction, just something that I thought would be a little bit interesting and certainly pursued. But I thought that workshop was really valuable because it showed us the side of environmental reform that's less talked about, the political side. Because when you think about the ways in which we can fix our environment, it's fairly straightforward to envision ways that we could do that. But then the other half of that, of course, is, well, how do we get people to do that? And so that's something that I think was worth the attention that we gave it. And so to get around DC, we used the local metro system, which was actually my first time using it. And it was a really cool experience because, I've been in Bangor for my entire life. And our metro system, well, we don't really have a metro system, but our public transportation, it's compared to DC, it's, I was very impressed by the DC system that they've got going on. And I think that that's something that as a community, that's a very valuable, an asset to have. And so, but one of the coolest parts and the thing that I enjoyed the most was actually the roundtable discussions that we had with NOAA and EPA. So I've done a couple of science projects. And so I've read articles from NOAA and from the EPA. But so we actually got to go to the headquarters where all the business is happening. And, that was really cool. But then we also got to talk with the people who are, making these environmental decisions. And so one of the things that stood out to me about them, that they're all down to earth people. The person that Dr. Leach mentioned that had the Nobel Peace Prize, he didn't bring that up at all. It was actually mentioned after he had to leave. So I found it was really cool to see that everyday people can be going out and working to help make the environment, improve it. And so it was a very fun experience, and I'm really glad that I got to be a part of it. So thank you.
I'm Kate Busco. I'm a senior. One of the things that we did on the trip was community gardening. We helped out in the DC area, and it felt great to help a community and to do mundane things like weeding and watering and just knowing that that was helping. But it was also really interesting because we had discussions about access to gardening in DC. There is a multi-year wait list for a couple feet of garden in DC, and here in Bangor, it's much easier to gain access to a garden. So just to recognize that my experience here in Bangor is not the universal experience was really valuable for me. We also, on the same note, talked to some young middle school activists from Fridays for Future and the improvements that they are making in their school. They're trying to get solar panels, but they've also done composting and other smaller efforts to reduce food waste in the cafeteria, among other things. And it was really great to talk to them, to recognize that there's also passion across the nation, that our generation and other generations too are really care about this issue and that we're on the same page. And something else that we got to do was the Capitol tour. And just to be in the presence of that much history was almost overwhelming. That building has existed for a couple hundred years. And that was great to see, but also to know that it's a living building, that while we were touring, there were legislators who were making laws. Just to be in that piece of history, to see the symbol of our country to recognize that, yes, we have a lot to improve on, but we also have made improvements in the past was encouraging and really inspiring for me. So I'm so glad I was able to go on this trip, and thank you.
Hi, I am Sebastian Davis. I am also a sophomore. On the first day of our trip, which was definitely the longest day, we were up from, well, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I went to bed at like 11. But one of the greatest things that we did on our first day was that we were able to see the musical Les Mis at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. Which it is personally my favorite musical. And the Kennedy Center is a nationally recognized theater. And I thought it was an amazing opportunity for us to experience culture in a way that we wouldn't necessarily have gotten to if we had stayed in Bangor and done a similar thing. We also got to do, I believe it was that same day, the Museum of Natural History from the Smithsonian. We spent a couple of hours there. Which was super fun. We split off into groups, and some of us did some parts of it, others of us did other parts of it. And I thought that the discussion about what we had seen afterward was really meaningful. My group personally spent a lot of time in the human histories exhibits and also in the ocean exhibits. And it was fascinating for me to see the way that people have grown over time and the way that people have always sort of had a respect for nature, thinking about the climate focus of our trip as a whole. I can remember one specific exhibit was about Native Alaskans giving tribute gifts to whales when they killed them, which I thought was emotional. You know, it was nice to think about that people can have that respect for the world and think about being able to bring that back. We were also able to, at 2 separate occasions on our trip, spend time at the National Mall. On our second day, we were able to go in the evening and see mostly the Washington monument, and it was awesome to be in that presence. It's always amazing to me how cold stone stays all the time, and it was really fun to hang out as a group. I know we made a lot of TikToks which can be found various places, and the second time that we visited the National Mall on our final day, we more split off into groups. A lot of people, I feel like it was a bonding experience for the group as a whole to be able to sort of relax in a sense and just spend time in a center of history and recognition. I know that one group went to the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, and they were impressed by that moderately. And I know that myself and Dr. Leach went to the Lincoln Memorial, and I was impressed by that. It was really amazing to be in front of that. And a lot of people got to spend some time just on the lawn. And overall, I think that both in the evening and during the day, it was really awesome to just be out there. And I saw a lot of people running, like going for runs, and I was like, oh my God, they get to see this every day. So overall, the trip was very impressive, and I was very glad to be a part of it. Thank you.
And just really quick, I want to say to Mr. Butler, Dr. Butler,
Dr. Butler.
and this school committee, this wasn't possible without your help. So thank you so much to you and to community members that helped support us and encourage us along the way. And looking forward to more great events in the future. So thank you very, very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dr. Leach. Oh, extremely impressive. Congratulations to the students. So great. And I look forward to hearing more great events and activities from you all. Thank you. Okay. And feel free to go if you'd like.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, just like pull the blind down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the blind.
So, yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to report of reassignments for school year 2023-2024.
I'm reporting the following teacher reassignments for the school year 2023-2024. Paige Carteret from self-contained teacher at Downey School to resource room teacher at Downey School. Rachel Larrabee from grade 6 teacher at William S. Cohen School to grade 7-8 mathematics teacher at William S. Cohen School. Angela Domina from .6 English teacher and .4 graduation coach at Bangor High School to .4 graduation coach at Bangor High School, .3 graduation coach at William S. Cohen School, and .3 graduation coach at James F. Dowdy School.
Thank you. Next, we have report of retirements.
I'm reporting the following retirement: Susanna Gallant, speech language pathologist, Bangor Regional Program.
Thank you. Next, we have report of resignations.
I'm reporting the following resignations: Carrie Thurman, cross-country coach, James F. Dowdy School; David Johnson, IEP coordinator, Fairmont School; Christy Morrow, grade 4 teacher, Mary Snow School; Victoria Casper, grade 7-8 science teacher, William S. Cohen School.
Thank you. We move on to business action items. The first action item is the minutes of the regular meeting of April 26, 2023.
I'm reporting approval of the draft. I'm recommending approval of the draft minutes of the April 26, 2023 regular school committee meeting.
Motion, please.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Nope, seeing none. All in favor?
Passes 6
One abstention.
and 1 abstention. Got it.
Next, we have the financial report for February 2023 financial report.
Recommending approval of the February 2023 financial report.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Next, we have personnel, and we have nominations of an administrator.
I'm recommending the following administrator nomination for the 2023-2024 school year with a 1-year probationary contract: Daryl Loring, assistant principal, James F. Dowdy School.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Passes 7-0.
Next, we have nomination of a teacher.
I'm recommending the following teacher nominations for the 2023-2024 school year with a 1-year probationary contract: Olivia Sharrow, kindergarten teacher, Down East School; Jessica Lee, special education, Down East School; Kelsey Stoyanova, English teacher, Bangor High School; Andrea Martin, English teacher, Bangor High School.
Motion, please.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Passes 7-0. Thank you.
Next, we have 2022-2023 extra duty assignments.
Recommending committee approval for extra duty assignments for the school year 2023-2024 as listed: Kelly Hasselbreck, mentor for D. Beswick, Bangor High School; John Cangelosi, mentor for K. Dolph, Bangor High School; Carmen Curry, mentor for J. Plow, Bangor High School; Gerald Quinby, mentor for M. Quinn, Bangor High School; Laura Charette, mentor for A. Cobb, Bangor Regional Program; Cindy Fish, mentor for M. Walling, Bangor Regional Program; Cindy Fish, mentor for E. Rappaport, Fruit Street School; Kendra Perry, mentor for C. Reader, Bangor Regional Program; Laura Charette, mentor for S. Pomeroy, Bangor Regional Program; Katrina Rutherford, mentor for P. Carteret, Down East School; Lorianne McSorley, mentor for D. Johnson, Down East School; Joanne McDade, mentor for K. Gilmore, Fairmont School; Daniel Considine, mentor for C. Tipton, Bangor High School; Karen Smart, mentor for K. Walters, William S. Cohen School; Judith McCulloch, mentor for J. Gebhardt, JFDS, WSCS; Lise Budden, mentor for G. Bourgogne, Bangor, or Mary Snow School; Anne Marie Dion, mentor for J. Bishop, Vine Street School; Janet Lee, mentor for C. Campbell, Vine Street School; Lisa Simcoe, mentor for S. McLaughlin, Vine Street School; Emily Robinson, mentor for V. Bean, Vine Street School.
And just to clarify, this is for 2022-2023, correct?
Yes, my mistake. Yep.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Passes 7-0. Thank you.
Okay, next we move on to 2023-2024 extra duty assignments.
I'm recommending committee approval of extra duty assignments for the school year 2023-2024 as listed. Leah McBriarty, varsity field hockey coach, Bangor High School.
Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Passes 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we move on to second reading of new and revised policies. And if we may take them all together.
I'm recommending second reading of the new and revised policies. Revised policy DFCA, Elizabeth W. Means Fund. Revised policy DJA, Purchasing Authority. Revised policy DJC, Bidding Requirements. Revised policy DJH, Purchasing and Contracting Procurement Staff Code of Conduct. Revised policy EBC, Bomb Threats. Revised policy EBCE, School Closing and Cancellations. Revised policy ECBA, Energy Management Program. Revised policy ECBD, Hazardous Waste Determination Plan. Revised policy EEA, Student Transportation Services. Revised policy EEAE, Student Transportation in Private Vehicles. Revised policy EEA, EFA, Video Surveillance on School Property and School Buses. Revised policy EFF, Meal Prices. Revised policy EPD, Meal Charging Procedure.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or discussion about any of the policies? Seeing none, all in favor?
Passes 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have donations by member Sprague.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To Abraham Lincoln School from Bangor Federal Credit Union, Campaign for Ending Hunger, cash donation to support students having a total dollar value of $200. To Down East School from Bangor Federal Credit Union, Campaign for Ending Hunger, cash donation to support students having a total dollar value of $200. To Fairmount School from Bangor Federal Credit Union, Campaign for Ending Hunger, a cash donation to support students having a total dollar value of $200. To Fairmount School from Bangor Federal Credit Union, Campaign for Ending Hunger, a cash donation to support Fairmount's backpack program, having a total dollar value of $1,242.37. To James F. Dowdy School from Bangor Federal Credit Union, Campaign for Ending Hunger, a cash donation to support students having a total dollar value of $200. To Mary Snow School from Bangor Federal Credit Union, Campaign for Ending Hunger, a cash donation to support students having a total dollar value of $200. So with thanks to Bangor Federal Credit Union, be happy to move approval of those donations.
Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Passes 7-0. Thank you.
Next, we have introduction items. We have several first reading of new and revised policies. And let's take them all together, please.
Okay, thank you. Recommending first reading of revised policies. Revised policy GCBA 1, Tutor Compensation Guide. Revised policy GDB 5, Lunch Aid Compensation Guide. Revised policy GDB 6, Executive Office Compensation Guide. Revised policy GDB 7, Support Staff Compensation Guide. Revised policy GDB 8, Adult and Community Education Compensation Guide. Revised policy GDB 9, Supplemental Compensation Guide. Revised policy GDB 10, Educational Technology Staff Compensation Guide. Revised policy BDDH, Public Participation at a School Committee Meeting.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Member Sorg.
Yes, this is just a note from those of us on the committee, Member Mundell and Dr. Harris Smedberg. We can accept these as the first reading, but the second readings are going to look a little different because the language has to be tweaked. And to note also that the compensation guides for the tutors, lunch aides and so forth won't take effect until the 1st of July.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments for Member Sorg or any of the policy committee members? Member Mandel. Okay, can I get a motion? Oh, did I already? I didn't take it. Did I? Okay, I'm confused. All in favor?
Just need to vote. Yeah.
Passes 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to comments and or questions from the committee. Any? No? Okay, let's move on to representatives' reports. Do we have any updates? Member Sorg.
Yes, UTC met last Thursday. It was a good meeting. We have a good group out there at UTC. 80 of the UTC students are on the National Technical Honor Society, 8 of which are Bangor students. They had a record number of applications, 933. They're at full capacity with 818 students enrolled for next year and 45 on a wait list. So all programs are full for the first time since I've been out there.
Wow.
All programs, and that's amazing,
That's
but
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah, they're adding 3 new programs. Applications for expansion of CTE exploratory programs in our region. And if I'm not mistaken, Bangor is going to be one of them. Yes. On May 23rd at 5:30, they have student award night. On June 1st, they have the health occupations pinning. UTC is really doing a great job. Their budget is at, they still have 35% of their budget left. So, do you have anything to add? Okay.
Member Surratt.
Yeah, I just have one item to share to add to that report. I've been a part of the Penobscot River Educational Partnership for a number of years, and I recently met with the director of UTC, Amanda Peterson, just to talk about prep and what it could potentially offer UTC. And so UTC is considering joining the prep, and we're going to meet again with the interim director, David Walker, myself, and Director Peterson again. So I'll keep the committee up to date on what happens.
Excellent. And Member Surratt, if you don't mind, can you also cover DEIB Advisory Committee? Put you on the spot.
Yes. We met. We talked a lot about recruitment and retaining educators of color. Myself and Shelley O'Carey gave a report. We looked at an article. We looked at some work that Portland Public Schools have done with Bowdoin College on these topics. Got some great feedback from the DEIB committee on where, what might be next steps for Bangor and this type of work, developing potentially a recruitment and retainment plan. And we're going to continue that conversation at our final DEIB committee meeting. Also, Dr. Bannon gave an excellent report out on the equity audit and lots of excellent data that I don't have off the top of my head, but I'm sure we'll have access to at some point. Those were the 2 big pieces.
Thank you. And Member Surratt has been wonderful in taking the lead on that. So that's why I put you on the spot there. Thank you for your great work on that. And the next meeting is June 1st. And I believe also for the school committee, the principals will also be giving us updates as well on the great work from March 17th. So any other reports, Member Mundell?
The mental health committee is meeting May 22nd at 3:15 by Zoom. And the policy committee has been meeting and going over all these policies that I know you've all read, to the very finest word. So we met on Monday and we meet again next month. So
Perfect. Thank you. And do we have any student committee member updates? Member Sada?
Thank you. So on April 29th, which was a couple weeks ago, there was the National History Day competition at UMaine, and 2 student groups from the high school attended. And so Genevieve Sichters and Annika Nowak got first place for their group website about Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. And Catherine Busco, who you just saw present today, and myself won first place for our group documentary about Ed Muskie and the Clean Water Act. And both groups are eligible to attend the national competition in DC in June. In addition, there's some things going on at the high school as always. Science testing for juniors will be happening next week, as well as AP exams are just finishing up. I just want to say thanks to all the teachers. They have been really invested in the students this year, helping them figure out all of the technology and things involved with testing, and they're being very supportive. On Tuesday, May 16th, there will be the Bangor High School Spring Concert for band, orchestra, and chorus. There will be a variety of types of music and a few combined pieces. On Thursday, May 18th, there's the Academic Awards Night for seniors. And in addition, sponsored by the Maine Humanities Council, there will be a facilitated book talk for students with local author Marfine Chan, and many different clubs have come together to opt in to reading his memoir about being a Cambodian refugee growing up in Portland. And a UMaine professor has been helping students brainstorm ideas and questions for Marfine, and he will be coming sometime next week, I think. And so that's a really great opportunity for students to engage with a local community member. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. And congratulations to you and your team. Okay. Any last final thoughts? Member Sprague.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to anyways. I was reading about budget processes in neighboring school districts, and I read with a smile on my face that a neighboring school district had to really increase the pay for their ed techs, because for them, a neighboring school district had increased it significantly, which I assume was us. And I think that's quite a positive ripple that we were able to have that impact. And that school district and others, lots of school districts are feeling a lot of pressure. I do feel bad for them in that regard, because we're all in the same boat on that. But I think our budget process in comparison went well. And again, to thank everybody that was involved with that. There's other school districts around, several, that are doing things like pulling from reserves to plug holes, and it's going to catch up with them quickly, because they're going to have their future increases and then gaps that they're plugging with reserves now. They're going to have to pay the piper at some point, and we'll be watching. But I think Bangor, by comparison, is doing well. I noticed in the names of the new teachers, there's a Maine State Teacher of the Year that is coming to Bangor. So good on us for being a place where talented people want to be.
I agree. Thank you for that. And Member Mundell. I saw Member Luciano.
I just wanted to share how excited I am that this weekend we're actually hosting our first Best Buddies Friendship Walk, and that the Bangor High School Best Buddies Club will be there painting faces. And I'm just really excited. This is our first big event up here like that. And I know that we have some really great volunteer from the high school, a couple of really great kids, and it's free. They'll be painting faces, painting rocks, painting t-shirts, walking around the track at Bass Park.
When?
Saturday, 10 a.m., Bass Park.
Okay, I'll bring my rocks. You got
Bring
some
your rocks. You can bring your own. We'll let you paint with whatever you got.
Excellent. Yes, Member Sorg.
This is just going to be a little bit of a sad note compared to what Member Sprague and Luciano said. This past weekend, a very long-time Bangor employee passed away, Mrs. Jean Beal. She was at Vine Street for over 20 years, a wonderful person. I had the privilege of working with their son, Jonathan, for, 15 years till he graduated from Bangor High, left Bangor High. The Beal family was a wonderful family. They took great care of John. He's an adult now with Down syndrome. And they just set a really good example of how parents could stand up and fight for the rights of their child with a disability. So it's a sad thing. It was very quick, unfortunately. So that's all.
Thank you. My condolences to the Beal family. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on to important dates. Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023, our highly anticipated school committee members retreat from 8:30 to 12:30, Camp Jordan. Wednesday, May 24th, 2023, regular meeting, 7 p.m. council chambers. Wednesday, June 14th, 2023, regular meeting, 7 PM here in council chambers. Wednesday, June 28th, 2023, another highly anticipated joint workshop session with City Council, 5 PM at Bangor High School. Wednesday, June 28th, 2023, right after that meeting is our regular meeting, 7 PM council chambers. And Wednesday, July 19th, 2023, regular meeting, 7 PM council chambers. And last call for questions and or comments from the committee.
Just want to congratulate Principal Butler, earned his doctorate degree today.
Yes, congratulations. We have to say Dr. Butler now, right? Congratulations. Final questions, comments, going once? Okay, adjournment. Can I get a motion, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
And we are adjourned.